So if Nintendo isn't bringing The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom to PAX East and that release date is coming up, it really does make me wonder a couple things. Like, are we not getting a Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom OLED? Are we even getting a Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Direct? I guess time will tell. What do you guys think? Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the RoboChan Show, where we take the gaming news format that channels like Spawnwave or Arlo do, add a dash of animation and some cool editing on top to bring you your gaming news, leaks, and rumors in a fresh new way. If you're new here and want to be kept up on everything gaming, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoy the video and dislike if not, and have that notification bell on so you know when I upload. In this video, we are going to talk about what Nintendo is doing at PAX East, why they're going there, and what they're going to be showing, and what they're not going to be showing, like the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and why they're doing that. Especially after that new Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom trailer at the February Nintendo Direct. We will also talk about Nintendo's response to the $70 price tag for this game. So Nintendo has been in the news for multiple things recently. Some are rumors, and others are new games coming out, and some are new milestones for the Nintendo Switch. From the Nintendo Switch 2 to Metroid Prime Remastered hitting the Switch and doing really well when it comes to sales and having high demand by players. So much so that players are actually finding it hard to find some physical copies of Metroid Prime Remastered in certain areas. The Legend of Zelda games still exist according to Jeff Grubb, both games that recently released Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe and Octopath Travelers, and even Bayonetta's prequel are all reviewing very well as well. Overall, things are going fantastic for Nintendo, and there really isn't no stop to the amount of exposure of marketing Nintendo is getting as a brand as a whole, which as a result makes their games sell well and the console sell well as well. Don't know why I keep saying as well twice. And of course, this is going to extend to upcoming games like The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Now, the reason why I bring all of this up and what this has to do with The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is that right now, among Nintendo fans who are excited for this new Zelda game, they're saying, where are all the trailers? Where's the marketing for this game? Where is the news and explanation on what this game is about? Because for all the trailers, they do have a point on this, by the way, we don't really know much about the game. We know snippets here and there, like the Master Sword is broken, something about someone giving Link new powers, and all of that great stuff that we already found out through the trailers, and for those who decided to look at the leaks that happen as well. Nintendo has been keeping it tight-lipped on even the most basic of basics when it comes to this game, which I think fans are concerned about, or I think they're more curious, I should say, not concerned. Because concerned makes it seem like there's something wrong with the game. I highly doubt this game is going to be bad, especially if you're basing the experience off of the first game. A sequel should be at the very least, as good as the first. Or at least I would hope so anyways. And even with big events like PAX East coming up, Nintendo isn't showing anything on Tears of the Kingdom, not even a small demo or anything like that. And I think there is a reason behind this, but with that being said, let's go over the quick news and then we'll talk about that. This is what my Nintendo news has to say. Nintendo has confirmed to the Boston Herald that they will be attending this year's PAX East event. The company says that it will be dedicated to competitive play activities. The news comes from the Kyoto-based company, said that it will not be attending E3 2023, which is being organized by ReedPop. This year's PAX East takes place from the 23rd of March to 27th of March at the Boston Convention and Exposition Center. Nintendo says the long-awaited The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom will not be at PAX East 2023. It's not clear which games the company plans to show on the floor. Square Enix will also not be attending the event later this month. Now, why are they skipping this event when it comes to Tears of the Kingdom, and for that matter, Nintendo games going forward? When you look at the amount of games coming soon, we don't really know too much on that. We have Pikmin in terms of Nintendo games, yes, and of course, Tears of the Kingdom, but there's third-party games as well and indie games to fill in the slots, but the bigger games, the big Nintendo games that we're really excited for, or even the mid-tier games that we're really excited for, are just not here. The games that you think of like Metroid Dread or Xenoblades or some Pokemon games, like big Nintendo Switch games to mid-Nintendo Switch games. Nintendo is being oddly quiet right now. So why is this? Well, considering Tears of the Kingdom is coming out soon in just under 2 months now, I think the reason behind that is because that game is coming out very, very soon. And we know when Nintendo has big games coming out soon, they usually have a marketing plan that gears up as we get closer to that release date. And it's not like the player base didn't have any big games recently released that are not doing well. That's why I mentioned all of the stuff that Nintendo has been doing in the past 3 or 4 months, just in the beginning of 2023. We just had 3 games plus Metroid Prime Remaster, as well as other games, not to mention third-party games and indie games that I probably don't even know about or don't even exist because I usually don't go on the eShop or pay too much attention to these smaller games, unfortunately. I only have so much time. Level 5 also just shared a ton of news on their games as well. Overall, the Switch is fine, but if that's the case, if not PAX East, when are they going to show this game? Well, Nintendo typically does a big Nintendo Direct around 1 month before the big releases. They did this for Splatoon, they did this for the Pokemon games, they did this for Xenoblades. I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't do this for one of the biggest games this year on the Nintendo Switch, the sequel to one of the biggest games on the Switch already, which is Breath of the Wild 1 if you're wondering. I'm sure no one's wondering that, but just in case you are. So more than likely what's happening here is that Nintendo has a gameplay Nintendo Direct focused for gameplay on Tears of the Kingdom. I think sometime around the 14th is a good time to have a Nintendo Direct in April for this game. That's about 1 month before, maybe a little bit before that. I mean, that would be great if it was like right at the beginning of April. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be shocked if some of these insiders start coming out and say Nintendo is planning something for Tears of the Kingdom or something like that. Now, one thing I'm shocked that we haven't got yet is the Nintendo Switch OLED for Tears of the Kingdom. It really does seem like very, very easy money for Nintendo. It's an easy way to sell more consoles, to get closer to that best-selling console of all time, and just easy way to sell more copies for Tears of the Kingdom. From what I can tell from past Nintendo games that have had these special editions, usually this is around the time that you would get one, about a month and a half to 2 months before the big Nintendo Direct, and then, a month later you get that release date. If it doesn't come by the end of this month, I would be really, really, really shocked, because at the Nintendo investor meeting, they said they wanted to do more Nintendo Switch OLEDs next fiscal year. So that's starting in March, so it's already in next fiscal year, so anytime now, Nintendo. So fingers crossed on that, guys. Now, moving on to the second topic that still has to do with Tears of the Kingdom, so I guess it's kind of the same topic, but anyways, when it comes to the price of Tears of the Kingdom, a lot of people do have a problem with that $70 price tag, even I do, and this is what Nintendo has to say. We look at what this game has to offer. I think fans will find this an incredibly full, deeply immersive experience. The price point reflects the type of experience the fans can expect when it comes to playing this particular game. This price point isn't that we'll necessarily have for all of our titles. It's actually a fairly common pricing model either here or in the Europe or other parts of the world, where the pricing may vary depending on the game itself. Now, first off, I do want to talk about that last sentence of what he said. This doesn't make a lot of sense, and I don't know why he worded it. Maybe he meant something else? I don't know, because the $70 price tag is going to be higher in other places of the world because you increased it by 10. So let's say it was 60 before, yes, it was 70 in some places, but now that you increase it $10, now it's $10 more, so it's going to be 80 in some places. It kind of sounds like, I don't know, this person doesn't know that, which is kind of weird because it's coming from Nintendo themselves, and people who work at Nintendo, you would think they would know that. I don't know, that's a little weird. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something here. But because this game is going to cost $10 more, now it's not going to cost 70, it's going to cost 80, sometimes even more in some other places, which really sucks. Now, in my personal opinion, a couple boxes do need to be ticked to make it worth it, as this person says in this quote. First off, Tears of the Kingdom needs to be bigger and better than Breath of the Wild 1. Plain and simple. It needs to be a huge upgrade over the other one. It can't be the same, it can't be slightly better. It needs to be an upgrade because you're making people pay more. And when I say bigger, I don't necessarily mean the world needs to be bigger. It just needs to be more in-depth. It needs to have more mechanics, it needs to have more things to do, and it just needs to be better. Not only that, but I think the story needs to be better. Everything across the board just needs to be an upgrade over the first game. And honestly, even then, I would say sometimes that's not worth the extra $10. Another box that needs to be ticked is when playing this game, it needs to be a visual upgrade. I'm not asking it to be, insane visual upgrades like you're playing it on the PS5 or PC, but it definitely needs to be a better visual upgrade in terms of detail, the amount of stuff around the world, especially the frame rate. I think that's one thing that's not my main concern about this game, is the frame rate in some areas, because I know even in Breath of the Wild 1, people have said that some places just don't run the best. I just think overall it needs to be better than the first game, which that's just the bare minimum for every sequel in existence, and some sequels don't do that. So if you're gonna say that the experience in this game is worth the extra $10, then you need to prove your words. You need to prove that this experience is indeed worth that extra money. And to some people may be thinking, well, it's just $10, that's not that much. But when you think about it on the amount of copies this is gonna sell, they're doing this so they can make more money. $10 for one person is a lot, but you multiply that by however many sales this game is gonna have, and we know that Nintendo games typically don't drop in price too often, so it's gonna stay at $70 for quite some time. Giving them a pretty hefty chunk of extra money, and it's Zelda, it's gonna sell well. Like if this game starts running really bad or it chugs and stuff, and Nintendo, even after patches, it still chugs, then it ain't gonna look too good for that $70 price tag, which I don't think will happen. I think this game is gonna be fantastic. I mean, it's Zelda. Typically, most Zelda games are pretty fantastic. But overall, guys, I'm pretty ready and excited for this game. I even made a whole stream layout that I customly made myself to get ready for this game. Although I might change some things here and there to make it more fitted for Tears of the Kingdom when I finally do stream that game, but I think it looks cool pretty far, or so far anyways. But what do you guys think? Do you think that this Nintendo Direct is going to happen for Tears of the Kingdom, and that's why Nintendo really isn't going to PAX East with this game? Do you think that they're going to be showing it later or sooner? Like, what are your thoughts, and when do you think Nintendo is going to start ramping up that marketing for Tears of the Kingdom? I mean, we already got a trailer at the February Nintendo Direct, so I already found it a little bit weird that some people are wondering where the heck is the marketing for this game, because, I mean, that's part of the marketing. But yeah, tell me your thoughts when you think that big Nintendo Direct gameplay reveal for this game is going to happen. And do you think we're going to get an OLED for this game? I mean, Nintendo would be crazy not to. It's just easy money. Also, what are your thoughts on the $70 price tag for this game? Do you think it's going to be worth it? And what would you have the game need to do for it to be worth that extra $10? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. And if not, on your way out, make sure you subscribe for more videos and also have that notification bell on. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, there is my Patreon and Twitter account in the pinned comment if you're interested in those. Oh, and also have this donut if you're still sticking around for me rambling. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.